Hello children, welcome to my channel. Today I will teach compound interest without formula. Chapter number 2, class 9. Okay. I will start from simple interest, which you have already studied in your lower classes, in class 7, 6, 8 maybe. Okay. So let us start with simple interest. Okay. Suppose Syam needs some money. Okay. Suppose he needs rupees 1 lakh. Okay. And he approaches, suppose Sanjay. Okay. He is a very rich person. Syam is a poor person. He needs some money. Okay. He approaches Sanjay for rupees 1 lakh. Okay. Suppose he needs the money for 3 years. Okay. Time is equal to 3 years. Syam has given word that after 3 years he will return the whole amount to Sanjay. Now Sanjay will say that if he doesn't give 1 lakh to Syam, okay, if he doesn't give 1 lakh to Syam, he can invest this 1 lakh rupees in some business, okay, and in 3 years time he can increase the value. So 1 lakh plus some extra amount he can get from the business. So if he gives 1 lakh rupees to Syam, he cannot invest this money in his business. So for that Sanjay demands some interest from Syam. That means after 3 years, Sanjay has to give 1 lakh to Sanjay plus some extra amount. That is called interest. Okay, that is called interest. Suppose the rate of interest charged by Sanjay is 10%. P dot A. 10% P dot A means 10% per annum. P dot A means per annum. Remember this. Per annum. What is annum? Year. Okay, remember annum means year. So your principal is rupees 1 lakh. Okay, rate of interest charged is 10% per annum, and time for which the amount will be kept or the principal will be kept by the borrower. This is the borrower. Okay, and Sanjay is the money lender. The time for which the borrower will keep the money is 3 years. Okay, after 3 years the borrower will pay the principal 1 lakh rupees plus some extra amount. Let us see how to calculate interest. Okay, let us go for first year. P is equal to rupees 1 lakh. Rate is equal to 10% per annum. Time is equal to 1 year. I am calculating the interest for 1 year only. Okay. Although time 3 years is given, slowly I will move to third year. First year I will find, then second year I will find, then third year I will find. Okay. Now interest is equal to, I am naming I1. Okay. I1 means interest for the first year. Interest is equal to, you know the formula, P P into R into T by 100. Okay, you have studied this formula, you know this formula from your lower class, so I am not explaining how it is. Okay, how it is PRT by 100, you know this. PRT by 100 is equal to 1 lakh into 10 into 1 by 100, that is rupees 10,000. Okay, so interest for first year is rupees 10,000. Now let us move to second year. Okay, let us move to second year. For second year, principal is again 1 lakh rupees. Remember this, in simple interest, the principal never changes. Okay, it remains constant. Rate is same 10%. Time is 1 year. Okay, so I2. I2 means interest for second year. Okay, PRT by 100. So 1 lakh into 10 into 1 by 100, that will again give you rupees 10,000. I2 is also 10,000. This is the interest for the second year, not for 2 years. Okay, there is difference between interest for second year and interest for 2 years. There is difference between interest for fourth year, okay, and interest for 4 years. There is difference. Okay, so I2 is 10,000. Now if you see the values, what is the interest for 2 years? Okay, interest for first year is 10,000, interest for second year is also 10,000. Okay, what is the interest for 2 years then? 10,000 plus 10,000, 20,000. Okay, that is the difference between second year and 2 years. Now let us go for third year. Same principle. Okay, principle doesn't change. Same principle, same rate, same time, same formula. Okay, again PRT by 100, which is 1 lakh into 10 into 1 by 100, which is again 10,000. That means I3 is equal to rupees 10,000. Okay. So in this way, we have calculated interest for 3 years only. So I have done till I3. If you want, you can calculate till 6th year, 7th year. In this way, you can calculate. Every year it will be same. See, I1 is 10,000, I2 is 10,000, I3 is 10,000, I4 will also be 10,000, I5 will also be 10,000. Okay, if he keeps the money. Okay. So remember, in simple interest, interest for every year is same. Okay. Remember this. I am giving star mark. I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I3 is equal to I4. Okay, it always remains the same, it is constant. Okay, constant. Okay, remember this concept. Now what is the total interest that he has to pay, Shyam has to pay to Sanjay after 3 years? Total 10,000 plus 10,000 plus 10,000, which is rupees 30,000. Okay, that means Shyam has to give 1 lakh rupees which he had borrowed from Sanjay plus 30,000 extra he has to give. Okay, which is called amount. Amount is equal to principal plus interest. Principal means the money, the amount of money he had brought from the money lender. Interest means the extra money he has to pay for the money he had brought. Okay, so 1 lakh plus 30,000, which is rupees 1 lakh 30,000. Okay, we calculated the total interest by adding interest of each year. 10,000, 10,000, 10,000 we added, we got 30,000. We could have found this 30,000 directly. Okay, we could have found this 30,000 directly using the same formula. Here I means total interest. Okay, PRT by 100. Principal is 1 lakh, rate is 10, time is 3. Okay, because I am interested to find total interest. I don't need to find like this. Okay, just to make you understand that interest for each year is same. I1, I2, I3, these are same. I have done this. Individually, I have found the interest for each year. Otherwise, it is not needed. Okay, by 100, which will give you rupees 30,000 directly. Okay. Similarly, if you want to calculate interest for 5 years, then 1 lakh into 10 into 5, because time will be 5, by 100 you will get 50,000. Okay. So in this way you can calculate interest in case of simple interest. The important concept here is the principal never changes. Okay, for which the interest never changes. It remains the same. It remains constant for every year. For every year. Okay, so this is the concept of simple interest. Now let us move to compound interest. It is a higher version of simple interest. Okay. Now let us move to compound interest. Okay, the same principle we will take, same rate and same time. Okay, P is equal to rupees 1 lakh. Okay, rate is equal to 10% P dot A per annum. Time is equal to 3 years. Again, we will calculate interest for each year. Okay, let us move to first year. P is rupees 1 lakh. R is 10% P dot A. Time is 1 year. Okay, so I1. Okay, I1 means interest for first year, or interest for 1 year. Same formula, PRT by 100. Okay, that means simple interest is used in compound interest. The formula is used. So if you use this formula, PRT by 100, you will get 10,000. Okay, I1 is equal to rupees 10,000. Okay. Now let us move to second year. In case of simple interest, the principal in the second year, the principal in the third year, the principal in any nth year, fifth year, sixth year, seventh year, any year was the same. Okay, it was always 1 lakh rupees. But in compound interest, what happens? The principal goes on increasing. Okay, the principal doesn't remain the same. It goes on increasing. Now in the second year, what will be the principal? Principal of the first year plus interest of the first year. Okay, we can say A1 means amount at the end of first year. Okay, A1 means amount at the end of first year is equal to P1 plus I1. This is suppose P1. Okay, P1 plus I1. The concept is amount is equal to principal plus interest. Okay, so what is P1 plus I1? 1 lakh plus 10,000, which will give you rupees 1 lakh 10,000. Okay, so amount in the first year at the end of first year is equal to P1 plus I1, which is equal to 1 lakh 10,000. This amount of the first year becomes the principal of the second year. So P2 is equal to rupees 1 lakh 10,000. So this is the difference. See, in case of simple interest, principal remained same, did not change. Okay, but in case of compound interest, the principal will gradually increase. Okay, principal of the second year is equal to amount of the first year. Okay, similarly we can say principal of the third year will be amount of the second year. Principal of the sixth year will be equal to amount of the fifth year. Rate is same, time is same. I am not writing rate and time. Okay, rate is same, time is again 1 year. Okay, time is 1 year, rate is 10%. Okay, so I2 means interest for second year, not 2 years. 2 years is different, second year is different. 1 lakh 10,000 into 1 into 10 by 100, which will give you rupees 11,000. Okay, which will give you rupees 11,000. So I2 is equal to rupees 11,000. So you can see not same. In case of simple interest, principal was same, interest was also same for every year. But in case of compound interest, principal is increasing, so interest will also go on increasing. See, I2 is greater than I1, 11,000 greater than 10,000. Okay. Let us find A2. A2 means P2 plus I2. Principal of the second year plus interest of the second year, not 2 years, second year. Okay. So 1 lakh 10,000 plus 11,000 is equal to rupees 1 lakh 21,000. Okay, 1 lakh 10,000 plus 11,000 is equal to 1 lakh 21,000. This is the amount of the second year. Definitely this will become principal for the third year. Now what is the principal? P3. I have written P3. Okay, P3 is equal to rupees 1 lakh 21,000. You can see again. What was P1? 1 lakh. What is P2? 1 lakh 10,000. What is P3? 1 lakh 21,000. That means the principal is gradually increasing. Okay, it was not it did not happen in simple interest. Rate is same. Time is again 1 year. Okay, the time in which the interest change means the principal changes. See, the principal is changing. Okay, principal is changing, or the time in which the interest is calculated is called conversion period. Okay, this is called conversion period. Here conversion period is 1 year because it is per annum. Every year the interest is being calculated. The interest can be calculated half yearly also, means every 6 months. Means in 1 year interest can be calculated 2 times. In that case we say that conversion period is half year or 6 months. It is not 1 year. Okay. Here we have taken 1 year for ease of calculation, just to understand the concept. Now I3, interest for the third year, same formula, PRT by 100. So 1,21,000 into 10 into 1 by 100 is rupees 12,100. Okay, rupees 12,100. Okay, so from this we conclude that, okay, the principal goes on increasing, for which the interest also goes on increasing. Okay. So this is an important concept. I1 less than I2, which is less than I3, which will be less than I4. Okay. It continues in this way. Remember this. Okay. The interest goes on increasing. Why? Because the principal goes on increasing. Okay. This happens in compound interest. Also, you can check that P1 less than P2 less than P3. Okay. P1 less than P2 less than P3 less than P4. It continues. Okay. Again, you can mark that A1 is 1,10,000, A2 is 1,21,000, A3 we have not found. P3 plus I3. What is P3 plus I3? P3 was 1,21,000. What was I3? 12,100. So this will give you 133,100. Rupees 1,33,100. Okay. You can see A1 is less than A2 is less than A3. It continues. Okay. A1 less than A2 less than A3 less than A4. It continues. Okay. Out of these three, this is more important. Okay. This is more important. You have to remember this. Okay. Now let us find some relation between simple interest and compound interest. Okay. I have erased everything. In case of simple interest, when we calculated interest for each year, you might recollect, you might remember that I had taken the same principal, same rate, same time. Okay. Interest for each year was rupees 10,000. I think you remember this. Interest for each year was rupees 10,000. I1 was 10,000. Okay. I1 was 10,000. I2 was also 10,000. I3 was 10,000, and we had forecasted that I4, I5, everything will be same. Now see, simple interest for first year means I1 was 10,000 and compound interest for first year are same. Okay, remember this. Simple interest and compound interest for the first year or for the first conversion period are same. After that, the compound interest goes on increasing. Okay, the simple interest remains same, but the compound interest goes on increasing. Remember this. simple interest is equal compound interest for the first conversion period. In this case, okay, simple interest is equal compound interest for the first year, because I have calculated the interest yearly, okay. But if we had calculated the interest half yearly, okay, if we had calculated the interest half yearly, then we could not have said that simple interest is equal compound interest for the first year. We would have told that simple interest is equal compound interest for the first half year, okay. For that reason, here I have not written first year. Year will be wrong, okay. The term will be wrong. I have written for first conversion period. This conversion period may be first year, may be 1 year, may be half year, okay. If it is yearly, then 1 year. If it is half yearly, then for first half year. Simple interest is equal to compound interest. Remember this, okay. This is also important, okay. These are not that important, so I am erasing this, okay. So this was relation between simple interest and compound interest. Only for first conversion period they are same, okay. After that, compound interest goes on increasing, simple interest remains the same, okay. Now forget simple interest, let us be in compound interest only. Now let us see some relation between I1, I2, I2, I3, okay. Let us see some relation between, find some relation between I1, I2 and then I2, I3, okay. For I1 and I2, okay. For I1 and I2, this is a very important concept, okay. For I1 and I2, what is the difference? I2 minus I1, because I2 is greater than I1. I2 minus I1, which is, okay, 11,000 minus 10,000, which is rupees 1,000, okay. 11,000 minus 10,000 is equal to rupees 1,000. Now forget the original principal. The original principal was rupees 1 lakh. Forget it, okay. Let us assume that this I1 means 10,000 is the principal. Let us assume, okay. Let us assume that this I1 10,000 is the principal, okay. Suppose P is equal to rupees, P is equal to I1, which is rupees 10,000, okay. We have assumed rate is 10% per annum, okay, same rate. Now let us take time is equal to 1 year, okay. Now let us find interest on it, okay. Let us find interest on it for 1 year. Time is 1 year, rate is 10%. Principal we have assumed I1, interest for first year. So 10,000 into 10 into 1 by 100, cancel, which is rupees 1,000, okay. So see, these two are same, okay, these two are same. So from this, what can you conclude? We can say difference between I2 and I1 is equal to interest on I1 at the same rate for 1 year, okay. I am repeating this. Difference between I2 and I1 is equal to interest on I1 at the same rate and for 1 year, okay. Now, this was the relation between I2 and I1. Maybe the relation will be different for I2 and I3. Let us check, okay. Here we got relation between I2 and I1. Let us go for I2 and I3. for I2 and I3. Okay. Again, let us find the difference. Obviously, I3 is greater than I2. Therefore, I3 minus I2. What is I3 minus I2? 12,100 minus 11,000. Okay. Which is rupees 1,100. Okay. Now let us assume principal as I2. Okay. Let us forget the principal, original principal. Let us assume that the previous interest, the two interests are interest for second year, interest for third year. Which is the previous interest? I2. Let us assume that it is the principal. Means 11,000 is the principal, I2. The rate is same 10%. Time is 1 year. Okay. We didn't find this is difference. Okay, this we have already found. Okay, we will find interest on this I2 for 1 year at the same rate. 11,000 into 10 into 1 by 100, which is rupees 1,100. They are same. Check. Again we got the same relation. Okay, that means difference between I3 and I2 is interest on I2. Interest on I2 at the same rate for 1 year. Okay, again we are getting the same relation. Now let us go for I4. We have not calculated. Okay, I4 we have not calculated. If you calculate I4 also, okay, if you calculate I4 also, you will get the same relation. Okay, I am writing this. So remember this. Difference between I4 and I3. Okay, that is I4 minus I3. Okay, difference between I4 and I3, that is I4 minus I3, is equal to interest on I3. Interest on the preceding interest. Okay, preceding interest is I3, succeeding interest is I4. Okay, interest on I3 at the same rate for 1 year, for one conversion period. Actually, it can be half year also. Okay, we have taken yearly, so I have taken 1 year. It can be half year also. So remember this concept. Suppose if you take difference between suppose if you take interest of 7th year and interest of 8th year, I7 and I8. Okay, I8 minus I7 means difference between interest of 8th year and interest of 7th year will be interest on the 7th year at the same rate for 1 year. Okay, so remember this concept. The difference between, okay, you can write this. Okay, the difference between the interest of any two consecutive year. Okay, the difference between the interest of any two consecutive year is equal to the interest on the interest of the preceding year at the same rate and for the same time, for 1 year. Sorry, for 1 year. Okay, this is also important. This is also important. Okay, the same relation we can have with principals, consecutive principals. This relation we got between consecutive interest. Okay, I4 minus I3 is equal to interest on I3. I8 minus I7 is equal to interest on I7. I5 minus I4 is equal to interest on I4 at the same rate for 1 year. Okay, this relation we got for interest. The same relation you can get for principal also. That means if you take principal of any two consecutive year in case of compound interest, okay? Suppose P6 minus P5, okay? P6 minus P5 will be interest on P5. This you can check, I am not checking, okay? I have erased everything, okay? You can check by yourself. This I verified, you can verify this one. Relation between consecutive principals. P6 minus P5 will be equal to interest on P5 at the same rate for one conversion period. This conversion period can be 1 year, can be half year. Okay. So again the same relation in between consecutive principals. Okay. We can say P8 minus P7 is equal to interest on P7 at the same rate for 1 year. Okay. So this is the relation between consecutive principal also. The same relation we can have between consecutive amounts also. Okay. The same relation you can check this. Okay. By taking the same value, principal 1 lakh, rate 10%, time 3 to 4 years. Okay. You can check the relation. Okay. The same relation you can find for amounts also, consecutive amounts also. That means suppose I will take any two consecutive amounts. Suppose A4 minus A3. The difference between amount of any two consecutive year, A4 minus A3, suppose say, is equal to interest on A3 at the same rate for one conversion period. Okay. So this is also important. If you remember this, okay, if you remember this, automatically you will get this too. Relation between consecutive principal, relation between consecutive amounts you can get. Okay. So this is the basic concept of compound interest. Okay. So you can understand that compound interest is nothing but simple interest on increasing principal. Okay. In compound interest, the principal is increasing, but the formula is same. Same formula, simple interest formula, PRT by 100. Okay. So we can say compound interest is simple interest on increasing principals. Okay. Let us take some examples, okay, and solve. Suppose it is given a sum of money is lent at 8% per annum. Okay, a sum of money is lent at 8% per annum. R is equal to 8% per annum. Okay, compound interest. If the interest for the second year exceeds that for the first year by rupees 96, that means it is given I2 minus I1. Okay, it is given the interest for the second year. The interest for the second year exceeds the interest of the first year by rupees 96, and we have been asked to find the sum of money. Means P we have been asked. We have been asked to find principal. This is a different type of question. Okay. Usually we are asked to calculate interest. Principal is given, rate is given, time is given. We are usually asked to calculate interest and then amount. But here it is different. Okay, difference between consecutive interest is given and principal we have been asked to find. Okay, this you can solve by taking principal as 100 or as x. Okay, suppose I am taking 100. Okay, let p is equal to rupees 100. Okay, for first year. Okay, p1 is 100 rupee, r is 8%, time is 1 year. Okay, so I1 is equal to PRT by 100, simple interest formula, 100 into 8 into 1 by 100, which is rupees 8. So I1 is rupees 8. Okay, now let us go for I2 because we need I2 and I1. Okay, for second year, P2. P2 is the amount of first year. Okay, the principal increases. Okay, let us find A1 also. A1 is equal to P1 plus A1. Okay, P1 plus I1, which is rupees 108. Okay, this is the amount of the first year. This will become principal of the second year. 108, rate is same, time is 1 year. Okay, so I2, interest for second year, is equal to same formula, principal into rate into time by 100. Okay, principal into rate into time by 100, which will give you 100 into 8 is 864. Okay, by 100, which is rupees 8.64. Ready? Interest for first year is rupees 8. Interest for second year is rupees 8.64. Now let us find the difference because difference has been given. Okay. Now difference is equal to I2 minus I1. Okay. I2 minus I1, 8.64 minus 8, which is rupees 0.64. 0.64. Okay, we are getting 0.64 difference when we have taken principal 100. So what principal we have to take so that the difference will not be 0.64, rather it will be rupees 96. That means here we have to use unitary method, which you already know from class 8, 7, 6. You have been studying this. Okay, so let us use unitary method now. Sorry. Difference is equal to rupees 0.64 when principal we have taken rupees 100. Okay, this difference will be rupees 1. This is the method of unitary. This is the unitary method. Okay, we go to 1. Okay, we go back to 1. Then we can calculate for any given quantity. Okay, when difference is 1, principal is right by left. Okay, unitary method always right by left. remember the trick. The quantity that you have to find, you should place it on the right side. See, difference we have found, principal we have taken. Okay, in the question we have been asked to find principal. For that reason, I put the principal on the right side. Difference on the left side, principal on the right side. This is the trick for inquiry method. The quantity that you have been asked to find, you have to keep it on the right side. You might have, your teachers might have told you in the lower class, okay? But difference is rupees 0.64, principal is rupees 100. I have kept it on the right. But difference is 1, principal is right by left, always right by left, okay? So rupees 100 by 0.64. Okay, always remember right by left, inquiry method, okay? When difference is rupees 96, first we move to 1, then we can move to any quantity. It may be 96, it may be 100, it may be 120, it doesn't matter. We can calculate, okay, the principal. P is equal to, this is 100 by 64 by 100. 0.64 means 64 by 100, okay, into 96, which is equal to 100 into 100 by 64 into 96. Okay, you know this, A by B by C. Okay, if B and C are together, A by B by C is equal to A into C by B. The same thing I have done here. Okay, so 8 is just 64, 12, 42, 43, 250. So 50 into 100 into 3. 50 into 100 into 3, which is rupees 15,000. Okay, so the principal is rupees 15,000. So if you take principal rupees 15,000, rate 8% per annum, the difference between interest of second year and interest of first year will be 96 rupees. Okay, so this is the solution. By taking 100, we took principal is rupees 100. Okay, we could have taken principal as x. Let us take x this time. Okay, the same question I will solve taking principal as x. We don't need x, but let us take x. Okay, let principal is equal to rupees x. Okay, yearly you have to move slowly. Okay, this is without formula, so slowly we have to move. First year, then second year, then third year, like this you have to move. Okay, so for the first year, principal is x, rate is 8%, time is 1 year. Okay, let us find I1, PRP by 100. What is principal? X. What is rate? 8. What is time? 1 by 100. Okay, let us simplify. 4 to the 8, 4 to 500. So rupees 2x by 25. I1 we got how much? Rupees 2x by 25. Let us find A1 in amount for the first year. Okay, A1 is equal to P1 plus I1. Principal plus interest. This is the concept. You know this. Okay. What is the principal? X. What is the interest? 2x by 25. Okay. So x plus 2x by 25. This is important. This will help us later on because we need I2 minus I1. We have already found I1. Okay. Let us now slowly we are moving towards I2. This is equal to 27x by 25 rupees. Okay. Rupees 27x by 25. Now let us move to second year. Now P2 is equal to this one. The amount of the first year will become the principal of the second year, rupees 27x by 25. Rate is same, no change. Time is 1 year, always 1 year. Okay, because this is yearly. I am not writing rate and time. Let us move to I2 directly. I2 is equal to P2 into R into T, PRT by 100. Okay, PRT by 100, same formula. What is principal? 27x by 25. I'll write 25 later on. Rate is 8%. Time is 1 by 25 into 100. Okay. Principal is 27x by 25. Rate is 8%. Time is 1 with 1 year by 100. Okay. So if you simplify this, you will get 54x by 625 rupees. This is I2. This was I1. This is I2. And I2 minus I1 has been given. So let us use the data. Now I2 minus I1 is rupees 96. That means 54x by 625 minus, what is I1? 2x by 25 is equal to 96. Okay. Let us take LCM. 625, 54x minus 25 into 25 is 625 square. 25 square is 625. So 25 into 2 is 50x, which is 96. Now 4x is equal to 96 into 625. X is equal to 96 into 625 by 4. Okay. 4 to 8, 424. Okay. So 24 into 625 is equal to rupees 15,000. Okay. The same answer we got. So you can find the principal by taking principal as 100 or by taking principal as x. Okay. Suppose one more question will solve, then it will be end of part 1. Okay. A man borrows rupees 5,000. Okay. A man borrows rupees 5,000. 12% compound interest, 12% per annum. Okay. Payable every 6 months. Now it is different. Okay. It is not yearly, it is half yearly. Okay. It is half yearly. Remember this. The interest will be calculated half yearly, means for every year will be calculated 2 times. And he repays rupees 1,800 at the end of every 6 months. Okay. Rupees 1,800 is returned at the end of every 6 months. Okay. Calculate the third payment he has to make at the end of 18 months. Okay. Means A3 you have to find. Amount third amount. Okay, at the end of 18 months. Okay, means 3 times you have to calculate. 18 months means 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. There are 6 months in 18 months. So 3 times you have to calculate interest. Okay, then we have to calculate the amount that he has to repay, complete. Okay. For first half year. Okay, since the interest is calculated half yearly, for that reason I have not written first year, I have written first half year. Okay, the principal is 5,000, rate is 12%. Okay, and time is 1 by 2 year. Remember this. Okay, since this is half yearly, time will always be half year. Now interest is equal to principal 5,000, rate is 12%, time is 1 by 2. Okay, principal 5,000, rate is 12%, time is 1 by 2 by 100. Okay, so cancel 26 rupees 300. Okay, rupees 300 interest for the first half year. Let us calculate amount for the first half year. Principal plus interest. What is the principal? 5,000 plus 300. This is the principal. This is the interest. So the amount will be rupees 5,300. Okay. Principal was 5,000. Okay. The amount at the end of first half year. Okay. Amount at the end of first half year is equal to rupees 5,300. Now let us go for second half year. In compound interest, the principal always changes. Okay, the person may repay, may not repay, doesn't matter, but the principal will always change. Now, what will be the principal? It should be the principal for the second year should be the amount of the first year. Means this is half yearly. The principal for the second half year should be amount at the end of first half year. But in the question, it is given that after every half year, means after every 6 months, he is repaying rupees 1800 rupees. So 1800 will be subtracted from 5300 because he is repaying. Okay, so 5300 minus 1800, which is equal to 4000 rupees 3500. Okay, rupees 3500. This will be the principal for the second half year. Now you may think that I had told in compound while starting compound interest that the principal goes on increasing. The principal goes on increasing. But see, principal for the first half year was 5,000 rupees. But principal for the second half year is 3,500. Means it decreased. How is it possible? Why it decreased? Because he has repaid some amount. Had he not repaid, his principal would not have decreased or would not have remained the same. It would have definitely increased. Okay. Since he is repaying therefore his principal has decreased to rupees 3,500. Now rate is same 12%, time is same half year. Okay. So interest for the second half year is equal to 3,500 into rate is 12, time is 1 by 2, 100 into 2. Principal rate time is 1 by 2, 6, 3, rupees 210. Interest for the second half year is rupees 210. So amount at the end of second half year will be principal plus interest 3,500 plus 210, which is 3,710. So this is the end of second half year, or you can say this is the end of 1 year First half year, second half year means 1 year is over. Okay. Now the last half year, because 18 months. Now third half year, principal P3. Okay, principal for the third half year should be this one, 3,710 amount of the second half year. But again he will repay rupees 1,800. So again the principal will decrease. So 3,710 minus 1,800 repayment. 1,800 is being repaid. So this is equal to 1,091 rupees 1,910. This is the principal at the beginning of third half year. The rate is same, 12% per annum. Time is again half year. Let us calculate interest. I3 is equal to principal into rate into time by 100. Principal is 1910, rate is 12, time is 1 by 2 by 100. Okay, so 0 0 cancel, 2 6 cancel, 6 1 is 6, 6 9 is 54, 5 6 1 is 6, 1 1 4 6 by 10, which is rupees 114.60. Interest for the third half year is rupees 114.60. Now let us find the amount, which will be our final answer. Okay, this we have been asked in the question. So to calculate the amount that he has to repay at the end of third half year. So final amount. Okay, final amount is equal to P3 plus I3. 1910 plus 114.60, which will give you 0.604202 rupees 2024.60. That means at the end of third half year, the person has to pay rupees 2024.60, rupees 2024 rupees and 60 paise in order to clear all his debt, principal. Everything will be clear. Okay, so this is how to solve. So this is the end of compound interest without formula part 1. Thank you for watching.